we delivered it together. When we came into office in 2021, our country was on its knees. Our country was already crippled by mismanagement, corruption, and recklessness. Businesses were closing, people were losing jobs, and faith in government had been destroyed. You trusted the St. Lucia Labour Party to put you first and renew hope in government. And I can say with pride,
we did not just promise change, we delivered it together. Ladies and gentlemen, in July 2021,
our economy was in decline. Allow me to illustrate the state of our national debt when the St. Lucia Labour Party lost the 2016 elections and returned in 2021. The Economic and Social Review 2024, Table 46, page 141, outlines the national debt of St. Lucia and other outstanding payables. In 2016, when the United Workers' Party were elected into office, the national debt was 60.9% of GDP. Outstanding payables due to local suppliers was 22.9 million. In 2021, under the United Workers' Party government, even with a rebased GDP, the national debt was 81.9%, an increase of 20% under the United Workers' Party government. Outstanding payables due to local suppliers escalated to 130.5 million, an increase of 469% over 2016. In 2024, under the SLP government, the national debt is 73.5%, a reduction of 8% from 2021. Outstanding payables due to local suppliers, 79%, a reduction of 39%. And as of September 2025, outstanding payables is 38.9 million, a 700% reduction from 2021 under SLP administration. Ladies and gentlemen, these statistics clearly show the level of debt inherited by the St. Lucia Labour Party government and the progress made thus far. Together, we built an economy that was in decline. We have experienced economic growth and primary surpluses. Unemployment is at its lowest on record. And youth unemployment, although not an acceptable level, is declining. We created thousands of jobs through new investment and revived agriculture, tourism, and construction. Existing businesses are expanding and reporting record profits, while several new businesses have been established. Foreign investment has returned after 5 years of stagnation under the United Workers' Party. New hotels are being built and the construction boom is evident. We paid public officers the outstanding and current back pay due to them. Public servants received a 13% pay increase, and for the first time, a bonus at Christmas. We proved that when the Labour Party leads, the country moves forward. Every project in this record, every initiative and reform has one common thread: the interest of the people. We introduced a minimum wage, the first for our country. When we increased pensions, we did it to bring dignity to those who had built this nation. When we launched the youth economy, we did it to give young people a real stake in their future. The construction of the buildings at St. Jude Hospital are completed. The hospital is ready to be commissioned, with phase 1 of the transition commencing in the next few days. When we implemented universal health care, we did so to ensure that no pregnant mother was denied basic maternal care and that our people could be screened for communicable diseases free of charge. When we invested in roads, schools, hospitals, and digital access, we did so because development needed to reach every community, from Dennery to Soufrière, from Choiseul to Babonneau. That is delivery. That is progress with a purpose. That is putting people first. But true development is not only measured in dollars and concrete. It is measured in fairness, justice, and equality. This is why we advance our nation's justice system, building modern police headquarters, upgrading fire stations, and moving courageously towards our ascension to the Caribbean Court of Justice. By doing so, we reaffirmed our independence, not just in words, but in action. We have made an unparalleled investment in our citizen security by investing in our police and other law enforcement agencies. Because a country that governs itself fairly and fearlessly is a country that truly believes in its people. Our government has shown that compassion and competence can coexist. There is no place for revenge, vindictiveness, retribution, or threat in our society. We built a St. Lucia that cares, a country where progress touches the lives of the most vulnerable. We have made education more accessible, from kindergarten to university. We have been expanding special education centers, investing in mental health, and bringing social protection closer to every citizen. We felt the pain of imported inflation on food prices and increased subsidies, removed service charges, and reduced VAT on certain food items to reduce the costs we can control locally. We have been proving that government can be humane, that economic success can work hand in hand with social justice. We are also shaping a St. Lucia of identity, proud of its heritage, confident in its future. Our artists, our Creole language, our festivals, our traditions, they define us. And our athletes, like Julian Alfred, remind us that St. Lucia's greatness knows no boundaries. Her triumphs on the world stage are the reflection of a people who never give up, the same spirit that defines our founding fathers. We do not promise, we do not wish, we do not imagine, we perform. And I thank you for your trust, patience, and partnership. We remain steadfast and committed to making St. Lucia a better place, a place we can all be proud of. We shall continue to work in partnership with the private sector, recognizing its importance in creating jobs, generating wealth, and reducing poverty. Education will remain a significant pillar in the development of our people and country, because it's the only way to empower them and to protect and strengthen our democracy. We are asking you to judge us on our record. I invite you to refer to our achievements document, available in print and digital formats. It highlights the work, all the work we have done over the last 4.5 years, which would be too extensive to be included in a public address. What is unmistakably clear is that as a government, we have delivered on our promises to put you, the people, first. I want to thank those who have supported us and ask the others to join the movement for continued progress in our country. The last general election was on July 26, 2021. The Constitution of St. Lucia says in section 55(2) that Parliament, unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years from the date of the first sitting of the House after any dissolution, and shall then stand dissolved. This would mean that general elections are constitutionally due for the latest 3 months after the first sitting of Parliament, which was held on 12 August 2021. In effect, general elections are not constitutionally due until November 12, 2026. Confident that we have delivered what we had promised, and the need to carry on with the normal business of government, today I advise the Governor General to dissolve the Parliament of St. Lucia tomorrow, Monday 10th November 2025, and to issue writs of elections to pave the way for the general election. The general election will be held on Monday, 1st December 2025. Nomination day will be Friday, 21st November 2025. I thank you.
to all. Greetings to all. We have some major breaking news out of St. Lucia. We just reporting here. There's a number of other live programs that are going on now, but we thought that we would come here to break this news with the international world that Prime Minister, the Honorable Pear, dissolved earlier tonight the cabinet, instructing the Governor General to start the process in preparation for general elections. The Prime Minister also announced the date would be the 1st of December 2025. So this is major breaking news out of St. Lucia, and we're reporting that general elections will be on the 1st of December 2025. This is breaking news out of St. Lucia. Bear with us as we try to uplink some other sources into the platform, but we do have breaking news development for St. Lucia. General elections is officially on the 1st of December. Now we know that the United Workers' Party, they're at an event tonight, and we're hoping that the opposition leader, the Honorable Alan Chasney, would make a statement, and I'm sure he will brief the nation immediately on his plan, the next step for the United Workers' Party. The United Workers' Party did predict, and I had conversations with a number of individuals, of course, and it was, the feeling was that the elections would have been on the 1st of December. The atmosphere was saying just that, based on the announcement of a national address tonight, which would have given 21 days based on the constitution of St. Lucia for the elections to be called. And so the Prime Minister, following the constitution, felt that his government had performed basically he declared that all his agenda in his manifesto has been fulfilled, and so he made the call now based on advice. I have also been in communication with a number of individuals, and what they're saying is that the advice is to the government, the present government, is to call it now. If you want to survive the elections and come out a certain way, then you need to call it early. And we saw it around the region where the governments were advised to do so. Ralph Gonsalves, of course, he called the elections in his country, and that will be in the next few weeks. And then we move over to St. Lucia, which would be the 1st of December. So right now, folks, we can ring the bell. We did have our bell set up for Caribbean American News for this day. It was set up for next year, of course, but the Prime Minister of St. Lucia did call the elections. It is going to get very hot now. It is going to be crunch time for both parties. I know the United Workers' Party have been oiling their machines and they have been getting prepared. I had a conversation with the chairman of the United Workers' Party, and he was right on target in our conversation early this morning. He was right on target. So I believe that the machine of the United Workers' Party now is going to, they're going into that vault. They are going to be out there in a big way now that we have these breaking developments out of St. Lucia. What is going to happen now is that Caribbean American News, we're going to be jumping into gear. We'll be shifting our broadcast. We will be making the rounds. We will be getting ready to be on the ground in preparation for what is to come. So we will be getting ready to be on the ground in order to bring you live coverage of this general election. So we do have breaking news, friends. We do have breaking news, and that is Prime Minister Philip J. of St. Lucia called the elections. He did tonight. He did, and it is now crunch time. Of course, it is crunch time. So thank you, Lisa, for being here. So yes, we're going to be, as soon as the United Workers' Party gets off the live, we are going to be right back here so that we can start our conversation. But we do not want you to miss what is happening on the ground. All right. So what I am going to do is to make an attempt to bring in the feed from the United Workers' Party, and then we will have a broadcast tonight where we're going to take your calls and we're going to have a conversation. So there's going to be a reset in the nation. The United Workers' Party did a lot of work in preparation, and what I would say to you, friends, we got to just pray and trust the people that when they make their judgment, that we can allow the voice of the people to be recognized, to be heard in the country, and it will start a path forward, of course, for a healing and giving the nation the space so that they can breathe, as far as I'm concerned. So yes, this is a very important moment in the history of St. Lucia. The Prime Minister announced that the hospital building is finished, and the hospital is going to be commissioned. The commissioning is going to start. So right now, no one is going into the hospital from the stadium. They promised that it would have been done. So let's see whether he's going to deliver a functioning hospital. That is going to be a problem for this administration. That is something that we got to monitor, and that we'll be looking at the experts in the field so that they can, they can get moving. But just bear with me. We have calls coming in on the set. Hello? Yes, my friend. So there you have it, the 1st of December. It's going to be general elections. Just bear with me. I'm doing stuff here in real time. So what is going to happen, of course, you're going to get a lot of the Prime Minister is now free to be out there and campaign. You're going to see the machine of the Labour Party out there with their leader. They're going to do everything in their power to maintain position. And the United Workers' Party, they're going to step up their game. And you're going to see a lot of stuff happening now. Now, we got to have a conversation later tonight on the whole special prosecutor and what the attempt that was made to get at the United Workers' Party. Remember, that was something that was predicted that would happen close to elections. They're going to come out and try to arrest or try to to point fingers, and we saw that attempt, and it means that that is a weaponizing of your government. Of course, it's a weaponizing of your government, and we got to watch those things, and we're going to outline on this broadcast a number of areas where the St. Lucia Labour Party failed. We will have a major discussion. I'm going to bring people in, of course, to this set. We will have a discussion on some of the major mistakes that the St. Lucia Labour Party made during their process, their government, and we can speak about the insult of the nation by Richard Frederick on his program. He went after vendors, he went after CDC residents, he just went loose, he went after women, and we want to watch that space to see whether that is going to have an impact on his re-election bid. Right now, all these politicians will be humbled. All these politicians would come to you begging you and being nice to you, but remember what happened. You were ignored at the gas station. You were ignored at the grocery, at the supermarket, until they felt they wanted to go into the elections. Then they started making attempts to help. They started giving away money. We saw where monies were given to everybody in the country. So this is going to be a discussion that we will have, of course. And it's not going to be nice. We remember CIP is going to be the not number one issue, but CIP is going to be another problem. We have not imagined something is going on, folks, that you don't know about. Imagine we have not received the final set of CIP reports, and there is no government. When I say no government, the Philip Jipe administration is no more. As of tomorrow, the Governor General would make her proclamation, or she would do what she has to do based on the Constitution, or him. I am saying to you that we still do not have those CIP reports. We do not know what is happening there. There is no housing projects in St. Lucia that was done under this administration. So we have the cost of living, which is a key problem for this government. We have the gas prices, ridiculously high. We have CIP unaccounted for, no final reports. We have the insults on the citizens from government, of course, ministers. We saw racism and bigotry. Throughout the 4 years, it was all about white and black and white. And so there's a whole lot, folks, that the St. Lucia Labour Party will have to account for, whether they want it or not. All the surrogates can do what they want at this point. But the citizens of the country will ask for an accountability of the former administration, the former government of St. Lucia. So let's watch this space. We will be back as soon as the live is done, so we can engage in some live conversations. This is the News Report. You can stay tuned to the broadcast. You don't have to log out. I'm going to leave the set on, of course, and we'll try to bring in the United Workers' Party feed. So just bear with us, folks.
working guy. I call on Kai Joseph to speak to you right now, ladies and gentlemen.
The guy, you have to vote the guy. This is the working guy that take us very high. And when you vote the guy, you will never cry. He put it cash trees off his back up in the sky. Put it let me first get coming back to sit there. When he win his 5 years, you know that he can't get. Guy Joseph will take care of everybody stay there. He scrap the opposition right and leave the plate there. Guy Joseph strong like a Corolla. He come 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 back to take over. Soft his cash is all over. I keep on telling Clovis.
Good night, Flabo! Bonsoir, my set Lisi. Finally, Liberation Day is on the horizon. We are going to have a Merry Christmas. We are going to have a Happy New Year. We are finally going to get rid of what Labour has done to the people of St. Lucia. Tonight, we are in ancillary. Tonight, Flabos are making a statement. Now, the ground is level now. No more MPs. We are all candidates for the next election. No more parliamentary protection for Richard Frederick. No more parliamentary protection for Wayne Girard. We are at a point in the history of this country where St. Lucia finally can get rid of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Now I will make a statement here tonight. If God allows Labour to win this election, then it means that St. Lucia has something to pay for. Because la pa jemena gouvernement qui pli méchanceté par ce gouvernement Philippe J. Pierre. Now let us examine a few things quickly tonight. Why did Labour call the election literally 8 months before the election is due? And if you extend the 3 months, really a year before the election is due. Let me enlighten you on a couple of things. You remember in 2016, Kenny called the elections 6 months before it was due. You know why they did that? Because they could never open St. Jude within the 6 months that was left for them to call the election. And it is not too late. I am challenging the Labour Party to a debate on where St. Jude is and how far St. Jude is from being open. Remember, Kenny called it 6 months earlier because when they examined where St. Jude was, they realized another 2 years in government, they would still not be able to open St. Jude. And if you didn't believe us, it is 5 years or 4.5 years, and St. Jude cannot be open. And Philip J. Pierre knows that even if he wait for July 2026, St. Jude will still not be ready to be open. So here's what he says to you, the people of St. Lucia. He says, I promise you a building not a hospital. And he took our taxpayers' money. He paid his passage to go to New York pour mati by St. Lucia, New York. And Philip J. Pierre, if what I'm saying there is not true, challenge me on it. You went to New York and you tell them there's no concrete roof in the hospital that we were building. So how a helicopter can land on it? Philip J. Pierre, now that you have dissolved parliament, allow the opposition to go and do a site visit at St. Jude and see that there is a concrete roof on St. Jude. Now, I want you to pay careful attention. Labour Party tell you we cannot implement national health insurance. I have some information here for you. 2001 Labour Party manifesto. Wait. Elections 2001. Now I didn't even put my glasses to read this one tonight. On page 20, here's what it says. A national health insurance NHI system will be established in collaboration with the National Insurance Corporation to pay for services provided to National Insurance Scheme contributors at realistic cost. A national health insurance is what Labour promised you in 2001. 24 years later, Labour cannot deliver on national health insurance. Tonight, I have news for you. And that's why it's going to be a Merry Christmas. That's why it's going to be a Happy Christmas. Because when you vote the United Workers' Party on the 1st of December, by the 22nd of December, the price of gas at the pumps will be lower. Cooking gas to cook your food for Christmas, to stew your beef, and to prepare your special dishes. Under Alan Chasney, the price of the 20 pound, the 22 pound, and the 100 pound cylinder will be lower before Christmas. Now, Philip J. Pierre promised you one day VAT free. Another lie. You have to go to Parliament in order to give VAT free. You dissolve Parliament. How you giving the people a VAT free day? The man called elections and he's still lying to the people of St. Lucia. But you know, when you vote the United Workers' Party, we will remove in the first month, 30 days, we will remove the 2.5 health and security levy. And within a given period of time, we are going to reduce VAT from 12.5% to 10%. So altogether, Alan Shasney and the United Workers' Party will remove 5% of the VAT that is placed on you.
Are you serious?
Now, 5% is 1/3 of 15. The year has 365 days. So when you vote for Alan Shasney and the United Workers' Party, if you do the calculation, you will get 121 days VAT-free every year under a United Workers' Party government. So, ask yourself tonight, who you voting for? Now, Ancillary Canries. Dominic is the man who has transformed the village of Ancillary and the constituency of Ancillary Canries. The only man who was building a hotel right here in Ancillary. And so I want you to know, it's no contest in Castries Southeast. We did not promote a motorcade. We did not announce a motorcade. And we had a motorcade bigger than all the motorcades of labor that came from the South.
Are you serious?
So, tonight, it is decision day. Philip J. Pierre has called the elections. He has not reported. They have not tabled the report of CIP in Parliament. Now, Philip J. Pierre didn't call the election because he wanted to. He called it because he had to. Why did he have to call it? They are afraid of the case with Eldridge and Hile, because by the time that case goes to court, Hile pa isa ku eleksyon ko. So you can try for eleksyon. Ava case la kuye. Secondly, they are not able to table the report of CIP because you will know the crookedness that has happened in CIP. And so tonight, as I close, I say to you, make no mistake. 1st of December, make sure your name is on the voters list. Make sure you know which polling station you voting at. Ek tout flabo, Leika tuebo mate, line up the polling station now. We are getting rid of Philip J. Pierre and his cabal once and for all. Thank you, good night, and God bless you.
He put in Castries Southeast back up in the sky. Put it them in first game, coming back to sit there. When he win his 5 years, you know that he can't get. Guy Joseph go take care of everybody's state there. He scrap the opposition right and leave the pit there. Guy Joseph strong like a Corolla. He come back to take over. Southeast Castries all over. His Castries all over.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I made an announcement earlier, but I just want to say to you that we have to cancel that announcement because so many people from Miku South are here, there's no way you can get through that crowd. So forget about that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next announcement. And that one is for all Flabo people who are at home. I noticed there are about 5,000 on YouTube and about 2,000 on Facebook. But for all Flabo people who are at home, this is an announcement for you. You can come out now because labor not on your back again.
Are you serious?
I want to invite you to the William Peter Boulevard on Sunday for the biggest rally that the Flabo has ever had. Dimanche, nous allons mettre tout Flabo dehors. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Kongaidu. It is Liberation Day on December the 1st. And we will finally have a government that will provide us with the kind of life that we want in St. Lucia. So, let me leave ti boye ki te di hotel, say Gozile. For the first time in my life, I had Anslare have hotel. And guess who brought hotel to Anslare? Fede. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy just told you, the man transformed the village of Anslare. And he transformed the constituency of Anslare Canries. But avant mo kuye nom la, mo vle do un bagay. As they ring the bell, they have all the corruption money. They have all the CIP money. And they have all the blood money. And so they will try to buy your vote. But you not for sale. So when they come with their money, I advise you, eat them out, drink them out, and vote them out.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Are you serious?
Very serious.
Are you serious?
When they come with the money, eat them out, drink them out, and vote them out. Ladies and gentlemen, when a man provides you with quality representation, you have to judge that man on performance. The last candidate did not perform, so we'll put him to rest. But the last candidate who performed for you beyond expectation was the man, Dominic Fede. And so, come the next election on 1st of December, it will be the man, Fede again. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next parliamentary representative for Anslare Canries, Dominic Fede.
You man, it's they all that way. Back in 2016, they try and bring the king. But now in 2021, they say you.
Yeah.
But let me tell you who that
Hold it there. Hold it there. Mama Flabo. Mama Flabo.
You man,
Oh, tell them.
it's
Hey, 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 hey. Good day again. Good day again. DJ, knock the track there. Let me hear the track, DJ. Yeah. DJ, let me hear the track. Fede again. Oi, DJ. Fede again, DJ.
Flabo is the Mama Flabo.
Kevin.
All the way. Back in 2016, they try and bring victory. They say G-Rock winning. But let me tell you who that's the right man for Ghana. Jack Melvin and the whole of
Yeah. 1-2.
Flabo.
Mama Flabo. Hey. Mama Flabo. Mama Flabo. Be the everything I do, brother. Big up. You are minister. Be the like my brother. Fede again. Fede again. Fede again. Nous pas bleuen. Fede again. Fede again. Fede again. Nous pas bleuen. Fede again. He again. Nous ka fonte Dominic Fede pour ya kanawe. Aslawe. Even na ya fini. Mola me i ka vini. Pli project e kini. Depuis se wen pli kwa bali. Fede again. Fede again. Fede again. Nous pas bleuen. Fede again. Fede again. Fede again. Nous pas bleuen. In again to win again. Nous pas bleuen. He again. Nous ka vote Dominic Fede pour un poco ya kanawe. Aslawe. El center i a fini. Bola me i ka vini. Pli project de kini. Depuis se wen ti kwa bali. Fede again. Kanawe. Give me a bounce. Give me a bounce. Give me a bounce. Nous pas bleuen. Nous pas bleuen. Yeah man. Fede come on the stage, yeah, big man. Knock it again. Knock it again. Yeah. Want to see the big man on the stage. We want to see the big man on the stage. Yeah. We want to see the big man. Knock it again. We want to see the big man. We want to see the big man on the stage. We want to see the big man on the stage. We want to see the big man on the stage. Hey, Mama Flabo. Hey, hey, hey. Big up. What we tell them? Martin. Friday again. Friday again. Friday again. No problem when. Friday again. Friday again. Friday again. No problem when. In again to win again. No only win. He again. Look up what they don't make Friday. Pour pogo yan kanawe. Astawe. Center he a fini. Bola me hit a fini. The project de kini. Depuis c'est when si kwa bali. Friday again. Kanawe. Friday again. Astawe. Friday again. Rozo. Friday again. Astawe. Friday again. Rozo. Friday again. Kaiko. Friday again. Jackmel. Friday again. Friday again. No problem again. No problem when. I will tell them, big up with them and Martin. He again, he again, he again, he again. Friday again, Friday again, Friday again. No problem when. Friday again, no problem when. Friday again, no problem when.
Mama Flabo.
Yeah, say we faded. Don't know the vibe. Martin.
Mama Flubber! Look at people! Pip made a mistake. If he had seen the crowd in Ancillary, he would never ever call the elections. But his mistake is our gain. And we are marching home this time across the finish line. Because the United Workers' Party, we are in this to win this time. We are in this to take the country forward this time. We are in this to free the country from the high supermarket prices of groceries this time. We are in this to make sure that we free the mothers of this country from the high rates of killing this time. And we are in this time to make sure that when we go to the hospitals, that we will have drugs and we will have a bed and there'll be bed sheets and simple things like pillows when we go to the hospital. So this election is our election to win, because on December 1, it will be Liberation Day, and December 2nd, we will celebrate with a national holiday in St. Lucia. Now, we are in Ancillary, and I have to talk about my constituency. And I must tell you that I am so appreciative of the honor of being your district rep from 2016 to 2021. I thank you, the great people of Ancillary Canneries, for your love and your support. And look at what we have accomplished together right here in this location. Together, the evidence is all over the constituency of what we have accomplished. Look at that brand new fish fry building done by the UWP, Dominic Fede, and the people of Ancillary Canneries. Look at the restaurant there that the Labour Party has failed to open, done by the UWP, Dominic Fede, and the people of Ancillary Canneries. Look at the building there. They have left the hoarding on. They have done very little to progress the mini hotel we were looking to complete and establish here in Ancillary. It's right there, another sign of progress. Go to the people of Darrando, and they will show you that after being closed for 11 years, the Darrando Community Center is transitioned into a human resource development center. And we didn't only just build a center, we trained over 200 young people
from Ancillary and Canneries and Jackmel and Millet, and we ensure that all of them receive the training to compete for the jobs in the country. You know, I remember when we started the training, a lady from Millet says to me, wow, this is the first time in my life I see that Monroe College has come to Millet. And that is the kind of thing that we do when we represent you as United Workers' Party candidates. We do so because we believe in you, the people of Ancillary Canneries. We believe in you, the people of St. Lucia. And we believe in the promise, and we believe in your talent. And you are some of the best sons and daughters of this Caribbean. And we are proud of you. So we need to get Alan Shastney, who believes in you, back again. And we need to make sure that this time we say goodbye to Wayne Girard and the St. Lucia Labour Party in Ancillary Canneries. You know, the Prime Minister had the audacity to come to Ancillary 3 times with Girard. And I want to say to the Prime Minister, as the Minister of Finance, what you should be doing, you should say to Wayne Girard to return every single dollar of salary he has been paid by the people of Ancillary Canneries, because he has never ever done the job for the people of Ancillary Canneries. And so tonight I say to you, go on Facebook and tell Girard you want your money back because he never ever did the job. There are graduations in the school. Your daughters and your sons excel at common entrance. They do extremely well. You invite the rep and he never shows up. There are funerals of people who are strong Labour Party supporters. Didn't vote for me, but I had it still in opposition to go to those funerals because I understand what it means. That when it's a death, you need to put politics aside. And you need to embrace people in their time of need. But here am I going, the candidate for the UWP, to a Labour Party supporters' funeral, going to their wakes and offering my condolences. And there is Wayne Girard telling us that he's in Dubai somewhere with Philip J. Peer trying to negotiate loans that we have never seen the benefits to the people of Ancillary Canneries. We must get every single cent of our money back. Wayne Girard has failed you, the people of Ancillary Canneries. You cannot say that you have done the job when you've been absent. You cannot say that you care about the wealth and prosperity of this constituency when you've never ever shown up. You cannot say that you have performed when you have been away for 90% of your time. That's ridiculous. So we need our money back. We need Wayne Girard gone for good from this constituency and extricated from the politics of St. Lucia. Now, tonight, I want to take a moment. I know you want to jump up. I know you want to dance. I know you're excited that we have an election. But I want to take a moment to say this to the people of Ancillary Canneries and to you as well, the people of St. Lucia, that together our future is strong. And here is what we're going to do, because at the very next few meetings, I will be launching a manifesto which will outline in detail all the projects, the plan for Ancillary Canneries, where we have gone to every single nook and cranny community and hearing from the people. We will provide to you a manifesto written by you, the people of Ancillary Canneries. I promise you in the next few weeks. But a manifesto is only for 5 years in a political cycle. And our work, unfortunately, will take some time. And we have to plan for 25 years. We have to make sure that we get the consensus of our friends on the other side. And we have to put together a document, a social and economic contract, which we will call a vision plan for ancillary canneries for 25 years. And we hope that both political parties can determine what the future is going to be like. And we wouldn't chop and change every time there's a change of government. So whatever happened to this project, for example, one party comes in, we establish the development of the waterfront. Because it is not a Labour Party project, Wayne Gerard and Philip J. Pear, they have stopped the project. They have wasted our money. They had wasted our time. And they have robbed us of multiple opportunities. And we must make them pay. On December 1, when we go to vote, we must remember that we're giving them Tikwa, 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 Tikwa. We have to make them feel it. We have to make them feel what we have felt in the last 5 years. We have to bring the flame of fire to Labour in this election. I want all of you to campaign like you have never campaigned before. I want all of you to go and bring your grandmother, bring your mother, bring your uncle, bring your auntie, and let us go out there and finish the Labour Party once and for all. Balprini, have a good night.
Mama trouble, Mama trouble, Mama trouble, Mama trouble. Lucia, minister, defend the local love. Big up Shazzy Prime Minister, he there like a big brother. Say there again, say there again, say there again. No bavle when. Say there again, say there again, there again, say there again.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for sure in ancillary canneries, it's going to be payday again. Now, let me just give you a little hint of what's going to take place for the next few days, because I know you want to know where to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I told you, come Sunday, we are on the William Peter Boulevard, the headquarters of the United Workers' Party, avec si vous voulez moun, Vinny Castri. On Tuesday, we are going to have a massive meeting in Castri's North. They're still trying to figure out where to have that meeting in Castri's North. Because tout playing field in Castri's North to a pity. So I have a suggestion. Ferme airport la. They sell kote ki kay po tout segalte moun sala. On Thursday, we will be in Babono with Brother Taito to ensure that we bring the Babono seat back. And this time, it ain't no 2 votes, it ain't no few votes. Nou ka peze vote la vini pou Babono. Because Titus kay kwaze Estefan en Babono. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a moment. Zalea Fanis, could you come backstage? Your grandmother is awaiting you there. Please come backstage, Zalea Fanis. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring on the next speaker, there is something I want to say to you. I want to sincerely thank all of you dedicated, die-hard Flobo supporters. Because like Guy told you, there's almost 1 year more to go before they had to call it. But they call it almost a year in advance. And you are responsible for that. Because pressure out me yo, hot for your pay, hot by your bat much. Like you web jou pa jou. First Flobo can vini pli for. So they figure if they wait until the year, you're back in your seat. But I'm just trying to tell them tonight, too little, too late, you happy to sit. And I want to make an appeal to St. Lucians tonight. I want to ask you, St. Lucians, for the first time, I want you to give the United Workers' Party a resounding mandate in the House of Assembly. We're not going there for 9 seats, 10 seats, 11 seats. We want a resounding mandate in the next general election. I always told you that there is hope. And the time has come when you are beginning to see the light. Come the 1st of December, we will be liberated from that oppressive government. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to now present to you your next Prime Minister of this country of St. Lucia, the man who will make you realize the dream, the man with a vision, the man with a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, tried, tested, and proven, the Honorable Alan Michael Chasney, your next Prime Minister.
How much more money we have to lose? How many more people they want to fool? Hey man, Chasney is the man. Your 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 pay. When the money for the CIP, like them fellas have a money tree. So why not voting for Labour Party? Them fellas mashing up the whole country. Tell them fellas ring the bell. Tell them man them ring the bell. Tell Labour Party ring the bell. Ring the bell. Tell them fellas ring the bell. Tell them man them ring the bell. Tell Labour Party ring the bell. Ring the bell. What they waiting for? What they waiting for? What they waiting for? Take the pressure no more. What they waiting for? What they waiting for? What they waiting for? Take the pressure no more. From the GPA to CIP, so now they playing big man. It's the highest model rate we ever get. Everywhere is big gun. The hospital they talking about well up to now it can't done. Now the time has come. Then we vote Island. 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 Country, we voting for Alan. We in a crisis.
Power! I said that the election had to be called. And the reason why the election had to be called is because this Labour government has run out of ideas. They have run out of excuses. And there's no amount of lies that the people of St. Lucia are going to listen to anymore. The moment is here. The time has come. December 1st for us to exercise our democratic right and to let the Labour Party hear for the first time what the people of St. Lucia really think about how they've been governing this country. I'm here tonight in the beautiful village of Ancillary, in the constituency of Ancillary and Canry. And I proudly support the candidate that we have for this constituency, my friend, the Deputy Political Leader of the United Workers' Party, Mr. Dominic Fede. I have not met the person that has worked as tirelessly as Dominic has to continue to do work in his constituency. He worked when he was a minister, but what I'm impressed with is how he has worked while he has been in opposition. It would have been easy for Dominic to take the easy road, but he didn't. He opened up a business here in Ancillary, hired people from Ancillary, and did what other people could have never done. That is a man of words and action, not a man of false promises. Mamai Flabo, and I must say tonight to all my brothers and sisters in St. Lucia, this is a very important time in our history. The Labour Party and Philip here are calling the election not because they want to call the election, not because they think they're going to win 17-0. They have no choice but to call the election. I want you to think of it for a moment. The Labour Party, when I was in government, said
that all you needed was some chemical and some paint to finish off St. Jude. Isn't that true? Chemical and paint. And they said it would take 6 months. 6 months to be able to finish St. Jude. Today, after spending $400 million. You heard it right. Kenny Anthony spent $100 million, and Philip Pierre now has spent $300 million on an 80-year-old building. And he knows better. And the reason why he is calling the election is because he cannot finish the hospital. He cannot finish it. Even if Philip Pierre stayed in office until September, he could not finish the hospital. So the best thing for him to do is to call the election now in order to make an excuse. He's calling the election because he was supposed to deliver to Parliament a report on CIP. He was supposed to show us how many passports they have sold. But Richard Frederick told you, El Guapo told you how much. He said that they made $240 million. Where's the money? If you made $240 million, why did you leave the 2.5% levy on? Why are you leaving gas prices high? You have enough money to take care of the people of St. Lucia. But you see, the Labour Party cannot face the people of St. Lucia and cannot tell you all the truth, that they have sold 48,000 passports of CIP. And they have made over $2 billion US. And we want to know, where is our money? So when you elect United Workers' Party into government, we will find your money for you, and we will make sure that we deliver it to you. And I have news for Philip Pierre. The building that he cannot finish, United Workers' Party will make sure that the people in the South have a proper hospital. Let us not forget what Philip Pierre just said. He said, I promised you a building, not a hospital. Do you remember that? He said he promised you a building, not a hospital. The building that he's making reference to is 80 years old. That is what he thinks of the people of this country. But you know, I have news for him. The good Lord in the Bible, it has reminded me when he said, is there anyone among you who, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Let me say that again. Is there anyone among you who, if his son asked for bread, you would give him a stone? Or if he asked for a fish, will you give him a snake? That is from Matthew chapter 7, verse 9 to 10. What kind of leader? What kind of leader is a person who would be offering you a building and not a hospital? Think of that. What are you going to do with the building? How is that going to help the people in the South? And where is the $300 million that you said you were building a hospital for? That is what we've become accustomed to over the last 4 years. This government has left us with the highest debt. From the time of COVID, the debt of this country has risen past $5 billion. In less than 4.5 years, this government has added $2 billion of debt on the backs of the people of St. Lucia. And they've had no COVID. They've had the highest tax rates in the history of St. Lucia. And yet, they're putting the burden on your back. This is the government that has the highest murder rate in the history of St. Lucia. When there was 43 murders in St. Lucia, homicides, Philip Pierre was jumping up and down like it was the worst thing that ever happened. We have had 3 years of over 70 homicides of young people in this country. And the reason why he cannot fix the problem, because the problem is right in his cabinet. And today he wants to tell you that that same person, for the Labour Party people to support him, that is Richard Fedrick. Both he and Stephenson King are parading around as if they are independent candidates. My brothers and sisters, you now know the truth for yourself. Both of them are part of Labour. A vote for Stephenson King is a vote for Labour. A vote for Richard Fedrick is a vote for Labour. I think, and you know, one of the most oppressive things for this government to have done was to put on the levy of 2.5%. The time when people were suffering out of COVID, instead of making sure you had money in your pocket, they took away the money from you. They allowed the VAT rate to go to 15% again and called it a health and security levy. Yet no money went into health and security. So my brothers and sisters, the reason why Philip Pierre is calling the election, and we should be grateful that he's called the election, is because he cannot deliver the promises he made to you in the last election. He has been a failed administration, and he has given us an opportunity that before Christmas we can put them out of office and bring good governance back to St. Lucia. Do you want a government that increases taxes, or do you want a government that lowers taxes? A man said, Alan Shastney put a cap on the price of gas. A cap means that he forced the price of gas to remain low. Philip Pierre put a cap on gas to keep the price high. Who you want? A government that is going to make sure that they take care of you and put ching, ching, ching in your pocket? Or a government that's going to take away the ching, ching, ching in your pocket and put it in their pocket? The choice is clear moving forward. This election is not just about red or yellow. It's about difference between right and wrong. It's about solutions and not spin. It's delivery over deception. It's progress over excuses. There's only one party in St. Lucia that has solutions, and that has a plan to give to the people of St. Lucia, that we promise to deliver to you a better St. Lucia. And that is why December 1st, we must all come out and make sure we don't make the mistake again of allowing the Labour Party to stay in government. United Workers' Party, on December 1st, when you go to vote, you're voting for us to remove the 2.5% levy. You're voting for us to reduce the price of gas and cooking gas. We will have a comprehensive plan on crime, for defending our borders. We restore quality health care in our country by introducing a health care insurance. St. Jude's Hospital, once and for all, will be opened by United Workers' Party. So the promise of giving you a building and not a hospital, I call that the St. Jude's Special. That's what the Labour Party is giving you, a St. Jude's Special. So let's not settle for any more of those kinds of stories. Don't settle for a government that gives you a stone when you ask for bread. Vote for your future. Vote so your children don't live on handouts. Vote for a better St. Lucia. Vote because you deserve better. And I want to make sure we remember, when you go to the poll, you're going to be voting for United Workers' Party. Where are you going to put your Tiqua? United Workers' Party. And when you put your Tiqua next to United Workers' Party, you're going to be bringing back a better life for yourself. You're going to be bringing back an honest government, a one that is going to work to deliver a better life for you, for your family, for your children, and for our future. We are going to be going to the boulevard on Sunday. Who's coming? When we go to the boulevard on Sunday, we are going to mobilize all 17 constituencies. The Labour Party wants to see what a crowd looks like. On Sunday, we will show them what a crowd really looks like. On Tuesday, we're going to be in Castries North, and we're going to make sure we're going to put out Stephenson King. On Thursday, we're going to Babonneau, and we make sure that we get Babonneau back on track. And then on Sunday, back into the boulevard, and to show the Labour Party, that the United Workers' Party, and the people of St. Lucia are ready to take back the government on December 1st. Thank you very much.
From your coming and telling lies. How much more money we have to lose? How many people they want to...
Mr. Prime Minister, now, Mania Bayalehot, I was the first to address him as Mr. Prime Minister. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I call every one of the new government, every member of the new government on stage, I want to make an announcement. The real Prime Minister of St. Lucia will be addressing the nation tomorrow. So please tune in tomorrow night for the address from our Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister, I want to see you and your team. I can close my eyes and say, wherever you are in St. Lucia, vote Fnabo, because you have quality candidates there.
I forgot one thing. Now that the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, has called the date of the election on December 1st, I'm looking him in the eyes and I'm giving him one more challenge. Mr. Ex-Prime Minister, I'm waiting for the date so we can have a debate on our policies. I have been Prime Minister, you have been Prime Minister, the two of us are going to be running in this election. Let us give the people what they want, and let us stand at a podium and have a debate about where we're going to take this country. That's the next date I'm looking for.
Are you serious?
That is a real Prime Minister. But who's not going to talk show host, not challenge Richard to a debate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will call them one by one to the podium so that you can be the first to see the new government of St. Lucia. We're starting in the north with Grosile, and I would like to call on the next parliamentary representative for Grosile, Mrs. Marcella Johnson. And ladies and gentlemen, we know Babonneau is coming back home. I now call on the next parliamentary representative for Babonneau, Mr. Titus Breville. And now we know that the days of the lazy roller is over. I would like to call on the new representative for Castries North, the man Stephen Fevrier. And I now call on the man who will cause the guy who calls himself the 6-star general. On the 1st of December, he'll be the 6-star general. I now call on Peter Chico, the next representative for Castries East. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to present you now with the David of the United Workers' Party, the man who will destroy El Guapo, and get rid of Richard Frederick forever. Rush Clark, the next representative of Castries Central. Ladies and gentlemen, I call on the man who will clean up the corruption that is taking place in this country, that is spearheaded by the man from Castries South, the next parliamentary representative for Castries South, Tommy Descott. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Ancillary, and we know what the story is in Ancillary. It's going to be Fede again. Ladies and gentlemen, your next representative. Okay, they told me hold back on that. The people of Ancillary say too soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I will go on the other side of the country. Since we were dealing with Castries, let me go back to Castries. The right guy, the working guy, the real guy, Guy Joseph, the next representative for Castries Southeast. The man who has shown peeing his pants, the man who has shown in desperation, the next parliamentary representative of Denry North, Mr. Bradley Marcel Fulgence, the real boss, mi boss la, monsieur, mi boss la. Monsieur, mi boss la. And I am now going to take you to the den. I want to take you to the den. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Ben for the den. The next representative for Denry South, Benson Emil. Tonight is the night that all Flabos coming back home. Every Flabo who went astray have to come back home tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, the crown jewel of the United Workers' Party, Miku North, is coming back home as well. I now bring you your next parliamentary representative, the real Norbert. I bring you Elisha Norbert. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's announcement has ensured that we are going from neglect to progress. From neglect to progress and making history in the constituency of Beaufort North. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Khalid Xavier Kakal, the next representative for Beaufort North. Ladies and gentlemen, something new, something fresh, something different is happening in the South. And to complete that equation in the South, we bring you the lady who will make the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, Rihanna Johannes Lady Lee, the next representative for Beaufort South. Talking about ladies and talking about making history. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, the United Workers' Party will be making history in Labrie. Labrie Auger will be represented by no other than Laura Jean-Pierre Noel, your next parliamentary representative for Labrie Auger. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Sulphur City. The man who took Soufrière from a town to a city. Ladies and gentlemen, the next representative for Soufrière, Fort Saint-Jacques, Herod Stanislas. I understand when he is done with ancillary canneries will no longer be called village, it will be transformed to a town. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who has begun the work and who will continue the work, we want to bring Fede again as the next parliamentary representative for ancillary canneries. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that we have forgotten him, but Flex has left. But you know Flex there already. But he has left. But I just want you to know, when you think about great teams, what makes a team really great is a team captain. In the days of West Indies greatness in cricket, we had a great captain called Clive Lloyd. And the United Workers' Party has always been a great team. And to captain that great team, we have a great leader in the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia and parliamentary representative for Miku South, the man himself, your next Prime Minister, the man, Alan Michael Chasney. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your next PM. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present you with your next government of St. Lucia, the Alan Michael Chasney regime of the United Workers' Party.
Shortman. Bounce it, Shortman. Bounce it.
You ready to vote?
Run my floor ball! C'est quoi? C'est quoi? 1 quoi, 2 quoi, 3 quoi? 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. Hold on, shot man. Hold on. Answer, blow your whistle for me right now. Let me hear you blow your whistle. Somebody say c'est quoi? C'est quoi? C'est quoi? C'est quoi? 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. Show me all your rugs. Show me all your flags. Show me all your rugs. Show me all your flags. 1, get ready. 2, get ready. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1 qua, 2 qua, 3 qua. 1 level, 2 level, 3 level. We ready to vote. We ready to vote. We ready to vote. We give it Philip a stroke, I tell you. We ready to vote. We ready to vote. We ready to vote. I say we give it Philip. I tell you 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, 4. I voted Flabo, I voted Flabo, I voted Flabo for 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote. We voted Flabo, we voted Flabo, we voted Flabo for. I tell you, I ready to vote. I ready to vote. I ready to vote. We give it Philip a stroke, I tell you. I ready to vote. I ready to vote. Let me tell you what we're doing for the next 5 years. Itty doo doo. Itty doo doo. Let's keep working. Itty doo doo. Flabo working. Itty doo doo. Let's keep voting. Now they say they ring the bell. And they say December 1st we go and vote. You want me to tell you something about the Labour Party? You want me to tell what you want to tell about Lisa? Lisa, go and pay your debt. What we tell her? Let me tell you, Lisa, go and pay your. Hold on, play me no shot, but I want to hear them sing that. Lisa, go and pay your debt. Tell her that again, tell her that. Lisa, go and pay your debt. And who we voted for? We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. I say we voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. I say, hey, kimun ka vote Shimeya, Guy. Mr. Guy. Kimun ka buy mun Peter Vai, Guy. Mr. Guy. Kimun ka check pour Afalai, Guy. Mr. Guy. Kimun ka buy your PT quoi, Guy. That's the guy. We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. We voted Mr. Guy. I say we voted Mr. Guy. Now hear that. Hear that? Philip called the election, but you want to know something? You pay. C'est les bas paix. 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 Dis-moi ça. C'est les bas watchés. C'est les bas. C'est les bas watchés. C'est les bas. C'est les bas watchés. We be now on the shot, man. Boy. Like them fellas have a money tree. So why not voting for Labour Party? Them fellas mashing up the whole country. Boom. Tell them fellas. Tell them fellas. Tell Labour Party. Tell Philip. Tell them fellas ring the bell. Tell them fellas. Tell Labour Party. Let me look short, man. Let me do that one for you there. My Flabo people, I have a song for you. Yeah, I know it's Flabo alone now there. The day we bring back Uncle Shas, we started to see the way. Philip come there. I like you, shot man. Start me from top. So, I want you to all box for me, my Flabo. All box. Get out and vote. What? Just get out and vote, Lord. Let me tell you, yo. See, Lucia need a new plan. They calling for Alan. In 2021, the biggest wrong in this land. We took out the white man. Twingy Esselman. And this, if you give madam, let me tell you something. The day we bring back UWP, we will start to see the way. Tell people move there with SLP. Flabo, nous just come and say boule. That's a blessing. The day we bring back Shas is a blessing. A blessing. Cause we feeling so blessed. Oh yes. Bring back Shas for a blessing. A blessing. Cause the gas price high. Employment low. People have to go. And we cannot take it no more. The gas price high. Employment low. Philip must go. Yo, Labour.
Y'all have to go, and y'all will go. You see December 1st? Make sure you go out and vote. Make sure you go out and vote. 6:30 when the clock hit. Tikwa, tikwa, tikwa. 1 leber, 2 leber, 3 leber. 1 kwa, 2 kwa, 3 kwa. That is it, Flabo.
Thank you very much, Pablo. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you sincerely for coming out in your numbers, but the work has just begun. We have 21 more days of work. I want every one of you to ensure that your name is on the voters list. Find out why you're voting and make sure you, your friends, your family, and your neighbors come out to vote for the United Workers' Party. Ladies and gentlemen, join me tomorrow night on Like It Is at 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock, where we will talk and say things like it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Get home safely and see you on Tuesday. Remember, next Sunday we're on the boulevard.
All right, greetings to all. Welcome to Caribbean American News Media Platform. We're here with you tonight. We have, most of you would have known by now that the Prime Minister of St. Lucia have called the elections. Please share the live and tag a friend, let the folks know that we're on. We're going to touch on some preparation matters here on the platform. So share the live and tag a friend, let the folks know that we are on live on both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Again, a pleasant good night to all our people. Our focus tonight is on St. Lucia. Our focus tonight is on the nation of St. Lucia. And you have the opportunity now as a nation to decide who is going to lead you in this new year. You will get the opportunity to select your government. So this is Caribbean American News Media Platform. We encourage you again to share the live and tag a friend as we have some engagement on the platform. Of course, I want to share with you some points that you would want to consider going forward. Now, you heard from the Prime Minister that basically you have 21 days of preparation going into this elections. All right, so share the live and tag a friend. We're going to be keeping your company here on the platform. So again, we have some breaking news developments. The Prime Minister, there's called the elections, of course. That is for the 1st of December. The 21st would be of this month would be nomination time, where the candidates will have to go forward and do the necessary paperwork and everything else. But folks, this is the moment that the people of St. Lucia have been waiting for. Now, I didn't have time to even put on my clothes or to get my glasses. I'm going to wing this tonight without my glasses because I have received my sight all of a sudden, and just a little, where is it? Now, guess what happened today? I was redoing the studio, reshuffling the studio, changing it around, just getting the studio up to date. And I came across the bell, the election bell, and I started polishing the bell, and I said, you know what? Let me service the bell, because it did not have the button on the inside to keep the noise. And so I serviced the bell, and I placed it on the desk here in our studio. And here is it, folks. Yes, we are ringing the bell here at Caribbean American News Media Platform. Yes, we are ringing the bell after 4 years, folks. We have been right here sharing with you. We have been right here exposing a lot of issues that we thought was important to you, our viewers. And here we are tonight on the 9th of November. Prime Minister, 1 year in left of his administration, called the elections. And am I a spiritual man or not? Reorganized the studio, prepared the studio, and then got the bell and was able to service the bell. Tonight we're going to have some discussions. Now, the Prime Minister came to New York, of course, to meet with his community and to invite them, you know, to share in what he considers to be the success of his administration. One of the problems that I had, and I'm going to be fair to everyone tonight, all right? The bell is wrong, so I got to be nice. So, the problem with that, folks, is I would consider it a type of abuse where government, and we got to watch that space, where government can use the resources of the state to have basically a campaign rally in New York. Because when you look at the layout, it was all red. You listen to the rhetoric. If you are not red and you're there, you got to think before you even ask certain questions or engage. You got to even be careful if they see you and they recognize you as not a supporter of the SLP administration, what is going to happen to you? And that is dangerous. That is not, I believe that we need some reforms within our government, and you St. Lucians, this is the opportunity so that you can right the wrongs even in your constitution. You can right the wrongs in your nation. Is that true? Yes, it is. So I kind of, you might feel differently about it, but for me, I had some problems with that, where it felt like, and it looked like, the appearance of evil. It looks like a party having an event. Unlike the United Workers' Party had a Code Yellow event, of course, all people were invited, whether you're Code Yellow or not. But in the case of the government, I was not too comfortable with what I saw. Now, here is what some of the other issues that you, the people of St. Lucia, have been discussing, of course, and we will play them. We're going to be broadcasting maybe 5 days a week now on this platform going into preparation. But here is the problem, folks. The problem is that the Prime Minister tonight claimed mission accomplished, basically. In other words, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia said, we have promised and we delivered. So, please elect us again for the next few years. Please and thank you. We have given monies, we have given you guys this and everything else. Good. So here's the problem, St. Lucians. Here's the problem. You were delivered tonight. You were given a St. Jude Hospital building. And the last time we checked, there's still work going on. There is still construction work. There is still a lot of stuff happening over there in St. Jude. And one of the promises of the government of St. Lucia, the Prime Minister, is that within 1 year, they would have delivered the St. Jude Hospital. Within 1 year, they would deliver the St. Jude Hospital. So, for me, folks, there is no government. When I say no government, the cabinet is gone. But the government still rolls on, of course. It's not just, there's no chaos. The Constitution made preparation, of course, for the operations of government. But the St. Jude Hospital, as of today, the St. Jude functioning hospital that you were promised has not been delivered. Is that fair to say? It is fair. Is it fair for us to say that to the St. Lucia Labour Party, that they have not, as of today, delivered the St. Jude Hospital to the people of St. Lucia? In other words, under all these prime ministers and administration, the people of the St. Jude, the workers, are still at the stadium. An announcement date for elections were announced tonight by the Prime Minister. But the people of St. Lucia are still at the stadium. Is that correct? And just fact check me, please. Is that correct? It is correct. The people of St. Jude's and the workers, and many of our callers on this platform did give the heads up that, guys, I don't think you're going to get this hospital in time. But there might be some other stuff brewing on the horizon, of course, that we got to watch this space. Philip Japet just hand over the keys of government to the Governor General and the Police Commissioner as of tonight. He's going to instruct the Governor General. In other words, he's going to hand over the keys to the Governor General and the Police Commissioner. Stick with me. Stick with me, folks. And then I'm going to call random people quickly so that we can have a conversation on this. GPH, here is what you have right now, St. Lucians, to deal with. Going forward, any new government will have to deal with these major issues. GPH, your ports have been leased, given away for 30 plus years. Do you understand that? Do you understand that the Galaxy Hotel, is it in Canals, it is still not finished. There is no hospital, there's no hotel, and no report. Nobody is saying anything to you guys. Now there is nobody to say anything to you, of course. The government just hand over the keys. So, GPH, ports, gone. And I'm going through the list line by line. I wrote it down. GPH, gone. St. Jude's, people, the hospital is still at the stadium. The Prime Minister promised us a hospital. Functioning hospital. That's what he promised us. Not a building, a hospital. Because the people of St. Lucia wanted a hospital, a functioning hospital. Okay? Those 2 points, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Now, going forward until the 21st, a lot of propaganda, a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation, a lot of bamboozling, a lot of monies. Let me tell you something. You St. Lucians, your country is going to be flooded with monies, the streets, the alleys, the gullies, the ditos, the waterways. Your country is going to be flooded with campaign finance. Most of you will get a $500. Most of you will get $1,000. Most of you will get some type of compensation so that you can go to the votes, the polls. You got to be careful. Do not sell your liberty for 30 pieces of silver. Look at the issues that are before you. So here's the other one. The gas price. Prime Minister came in and he left with you still having to pay a very high cost at the pumps. That's true? The answer is yes. All right, I'm taking as I go. CIP, guess what? You don't know anything about your CIP. Well, you don't know a lot about your CIP right now. Remember the reports that you should have gotten? The Prime Minister of St. Lucia and his government has left you, the citizens, in the dark when it comes to CIP. Did you see what they were doing? Spending CIP money with ads, promoting CIP to St. Lucians. St. Lucians don't buy passports in St. Lucia. What kind of advertisement flooding the internet? Again, an attempt to mess with your intelligence. Stick with me, my people. CIP is not accounted for as far as I'm concerned. You would think that a government getting ready to call an elections tonight would have ensured before he dissolved cabinet that he would account to the people effectively. You know, you're closing the books, so you give the final report. The Prime Minister did not do that with the CIP. So CIP, in other words, you have not gotten the reports that are due to you, the citizens. The law requires that those reports be tabled in the House. That was not done. So CIP in the clouds. This is what they handed to you. Let me continue with the list. The roads. Remember they started, it's raining, we can't build roads. They started building the roads in hurricane and rain and snow and everything in the country. You remember? Yes. So your roads are still bumpy. And you tell me if I am wrong. Good. The halls of justice. I think it's a bad deal. I think it's an expensive deal. Remember, they were advised, don't put the halls of justice where you guys, Mr. Shastney had a property over there where we had already prepared. They said, no, they'll build it there. They broke down the building, the ancient building. While accusing Mr. Shastney of breaking an ancient building down, they broke down an ancient building themselves to put up the halls of justice. But guess what? It was not the appropriate spot. So they had to ask the guy next door to sell us your property, please, so that we can put the halls of justice. That's what you're left with, of course. A bold agreement. Finance and bill, then you rent. So they hand over the land property to the builder or the contractor. Sign it off. This is yours. Look. Contractor take it to maybe secure his loan. And then, just like the Dyer Mall at some time in the years, then they hand it over back to the government after they would have paid a very high rent, of course, for that space. It's different from the Orange Grove Plaza. And Orange Grove Plaza is much cheaper in rent. Same agreement that they were cursing you about. Remember? They told you bad deal. You remember what they did last week? They went to the same bad deal and had a beautiful, they called it a state-of-the-art building. That's what they called it. All right? So the halls of justice, not finished, not anywhere. The airport, still the same way they found it, except for they tore up the plans, dug up the piles, and said to you, well, I've never seen an upstairs and downstairs airport, of course. You guys heard it for yourself. We're not making these things up. This is what you had in 4 years. Okay? Good. So the airport was too big for you and too expensive. Remember I told you the Prime Minister went to St. Vincent and was so excited about a $700 million port that Ralph Gonsalves built in St. Vincent, where they told it and he was all excited. But at the same time, Ralph is saying, well, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're not going to pay this. You know, it's going to pay for itself. The airport in St. Lucia was going to pay for itself. It was going to pay for itself. How about that? Yeah? But he said, ours in St. Lucia is too expensive, but the one in St. Vincent is not expensive. $700+ million, of course. Well, so no airport. Yeah? Cost of living, the food skyrocketed 4 years. You guys were under pressure. Most of you know what you went through. And as an election gimmick, Prime Minister started, yeah, we take off taxes and all the stories. Don't forget your troubles and dance to any music, folks. You went through a rough time, it seems, and finally you're out of the storm. That's how you should feel now, you know. You should feel that finally you're out of the storm. Finally you can talk. Finally you can act. Finally you can make a decision for your government. Finally you're out of your storm. Guess what? Cost of living out of this world. And then 2.5% tax on your burden. And then he says, well, it should not affect food. But it did affect, it's a compounded tax. So it did affect your food. Yeah? You saw that. You were there. You guys experienced it, not me. You guys, I'm just reminding you, folks, what you went through. And I sat here with you for 4 years while you were going through all that. I was right here with you discussing these issues. The insult from the government to the citizens. Cursing women, insulting women. Did you see that too? Every Thursday night, people's private transactions with the government of St. Lucia exposed in media. Vendors being attacked. Residents of the CDC attacked on live television by the government of St. Lucia. And you guys were afraid to speak out because you don't want to be insulted too. And not only that, you know, Prime Minister pretended like he never knew what was happening. All that you went through, and I was sitting right here with you. And I know a little $500 can fix all that. 4 years of trouble. $500 can fix that. Or 1,000 or 2 galvanized. A bottle of rum, a piece of chicken can fix all your 4 years of trouble. Yeah? I'm just asking for a Canadian friend of mine. Are you willing to forget your worries and dance to your chicken and music? Oh no, friends. The insults, the disrespect. You saw in your parliament the worst parliament in the history of St. Lucia. Now, in the history of parliament, we have had issues. Remember You remember with John Compton, those guys where it say break glass in your whatever it is, in your donkey. I use the word donkey to be nice. Things will, but we have never seen this amount of bigotry, racism, nastiness. We have never seen it at this level. Folks, you were there watching. I was here with you, folks. I'm just reminding you. We are just doing a recap of what you went through as a nation. Righteousness had failed to prevail in the land. The house, you could not even go under the government of St. Lucia's site. You were being blocked. You were being cursed. You were being insulted when you go under those lives. It seems as though they were just chaos, friends, in the institutions of government. The passport office. Up to now, we have not get a report from Virginia on her investigations. A briefcase, you remember those stories? Do you remember those stories? Up to now, the parking meters are not even in place. Do you remember, folks? Oh, am I going crazy? Do I need to get some water to drink or something? I'm just asking you, friends. Do you remember those periods? We were here together, folks. You remember when the surrogates were insulting me? And they went out of their way as we discussed those issues that you spoke to me about and I discussed. They attacked me. And remember, this same government said that I should have been blocked from coming to St. Lucia. Thank God that they are no longer in power right now, so they can't block me. Don't you remember? The insult, don't come to my country, government minister. And another buddy guy on embassy said, this government should stop him. I don't know why the government, why you don't go to St. Vincent and preach. You remember all those stories from Shell Belly? I'm reminding you the names that you were called. The nastiness that you endured. And the mess that you don't know about that is before you. Oh yes, friends. Don't forget that your government turned the institutions that are there to protect you against you. Confusion in the police force. Confusion in every agency, basically. There's always some drama. But the Prime Minister said, well, I didn't promise you guys 1.5. I never did. I never told you guys that the 2.5% levy would have expired after 2 years. I never did. But you did. And not only that you did, after the 2 years, you know what you did? You extended it to eternity. Well, your eternity, because your eternity has come. You had to ring the bell. That's your eternity. And I will tell you, folks, 5 years is not a long time. 4 years, wake up and it's gone. And now I listen to some of your tone, and even Buddy calming himself down. Trying to be nice. The surrogates are trying to speak nice and everything. Ooh. No, you were not nice throughout the 4 years. Now the people will judge you on the 4 years, not on the last few months where you were giving them little $500 and telling them about VAT-free holiday and giving them all kind of story. Just a few weeks ago, you guys start giving like Santa Claus. You started giving away. Now, the people will select, will elect their government. And I will guarantee you by the grace of God that the government of St. Lucia will not look the way it looked in the past. Because there's a whole set of wrongs that got to be taken care of. And GPH is one of them. So folks, I am saying to you that there's going to be a whole lot of monies coming at you in the next few days and promises. They're going to be nice to you. You will swear that, wait a minute, that was not the guy who was cussing me off on social media or cussing me off on radio or TV. That's not him. He'll be like, they're going to come like angels, all dressed in white. Yes, they're coming to you like St. Paul. Yes, they're coming to you, folks, as though everything is fine and we did so good. Watch yourself. This is the moment that you guys have been waiting for. That time is now. You have children. You have your grandmother, your mother, your parents. You have neighbors. Pull them together and say to them, help me to right the wrong. Join me in righting the wrong. This is your moment. And you remember what they did? Remember what they did you? You were insulted in the worst way, worst of ways, by your government. Don't forget. Now I'm going to, so Ronnie's asking, why the puppy face? Because tonight we are announcing that labor is no longer on the backs of the people. They are on their own backs now because the Governor General is in charge. I'm going to make a call here. I'm going to make some random calls now to those who have been on our platform throughout the 4 years. So if you get a call, it means that you have been engaged throughout the 4 years. So while we're waiting, let me just have you to read Francis Mitchell. This is why you need to right the wrong. Look at that. By the grace of God, you are all people. You of all people. Let me just try to read it. You of all people, person mentioned God. Now this person have a writing problem. By the grace of God, question mark. You of all people, person mentioned God. You a nasty, ugly MTF. This is labor for you, folks. That's labor, typical labor here. Now, Francis Mitchell. I don't know the person, and I don't go after people personally, of course. We're speaking about important matters. And this is what you have been getting for the past 4 years. This is what I'm saying to you folks. This is exactly what you have been getting now. Mariana, I just want the folks to see what I'm talking about, but I'm going to deal with it at an appropriate time. But this is what you had to deal with. People who can't even put a sentence together, don't even understand, comprehend what you're discussing. They think when you speak about your government, you're speaking about them. But the government of St. Lucia is the people's government. It's not a family business. So to come here and do that on behalf of your government that is in power, you should be coming here to say, well, here's the accomplishments of my government. Not to spew this level of ignorance and garbage. And maybe the fire of God is against you. Because one, it is bad manners, and it is not human to do what you're doing there. That's what we teach our children not to do. And I know your problem, is that that's what you have been taught to do, of course, over the 4 years. Go in their faces and tell them they lose and all the other things that you guys are trained to do. Maybe that's why we have to clean up, right this wrong. This is a wrong in our society. This is a plague in our society, disrespect. And there's one rule out there, somebody don't bother you, don't bother them. Somebody not cursing you, don't curse them. What did I say to you as an individual? This is your scorecard that we're going through. Do you understand that? And you're throwing a tantrum because your scorecard is not what you're hearing on the other side. They're saying to you, well, we did all this, but I'm saying to you, all these are still outstanding. So maybe your class will soon expire, and all that humble themselves shall be, all who exalt themselves shall be abased. So everybody's saying block. I'm not blocking. I want you people to see what a lot of people have been going through for the past 4 years. And this is one of the reasons why we need a reset in the nation, because of people like Francis Mitchell. And you, sir, or you, ma'am, are a very bad person. And your ways, you need to correct it. Okay? Good. So now I am going to move you. I'm going to move you now because you are just here to bring curse on yourself. Okay? So let me just give me a minute. Let me just deal with this human. Not sure where we get these type of people from. They still exist. You leave certain spaces and you think back in the days people would act a certain way, but as light and knowledge, you'd think people would calm themselves and understand what life is all about. But it seems like they're still existing, and wow. So I just removed that I just blocked the person. Yeah, I just yes. I don't have the holy water, man. I just have a little olive oil and the bell. They're the ones who rang the bell, not us. They're the ones who rang the bell. Pamoki ring the bell. I rang the bell after he rang the bell. But anyway. But okay, so let's just I know there's a lot of emergency meetings all over the place, but I'm going to be just going through. I'm just going to be running through. Everybody's in meeting. Now, Mr. Ian, I called you a minute ago. Answer your phone. Answer your phone. I have something to tell you. Live on the air. Ian. Dr. Ian Cauldron. Don't tell me Ian, what's going on? Answer the phone, brother. Is it something wrong with our phone system? I wouldn't think so. Now, the truth is, we're not the ones having the hacks not sleeping tonight, of course. You know, I mean, you have been given all this time to spew stuff and to act the way you act. Now you have to account. You choose to insult people. Ian, I'm calling you on the other number. What's going on? Wait. Is something wrong with our phone? Because, Ian, I think you called me on the other line. Hold a minute. He's calling me on the wrong number. I think something is wrong with our phone. Because he is trying to get me on... Just bear with us. I think something is wrong with... Let me just see here. Hold a minute, folks. Something is wrong. Am I doing something wrong here? Let me just get this thing rectified, folks. Yeah, it's all my lights are up, flashing. The ring is going through. But he's saying, call him back. So something is definitely wrong with the thing. Just bear with me, folks. We are just covering the breaking news from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Philip, who did announce the elections. So let me just send a message here, please. 929-586-1821. So that is the code to get on. That has always been our yellow code. Let's see if it's really working or not. Okay, so something is definitely... A call is coming through. Oh.
Brother Garfield.
No, Brother Garfield, me. What you do, PGP?
We see. Good night to your listeners. Good night, Brother Garfield.
Good night to you.
When I make predictions, I think people must understand that I don't just say things because I want to sound nice or I just want to blow hot air. Didn't I tell you last night at the town hall meeting that he was announcing the date tonight?
Hello, what you having a celebration match tonight on the show?
No. I'm asking you a pointed question, Brother Garfield.
Okay.
Didn't I say that at the town hall meeting?
Yes, and I said And somebody asked me, somebody came next to me when you said it. They said, why is Ian saying that? Is that true? I said, I don't know. I don't think so. That's the truth. I said, I don't think so. I don't know. Because Philip Japet still have a year or so to go. The hospital is not delivered. CIP reports has not been done. The airport is still... I'm like, where Ian is getting this from?
Okay, well, I was proven right tonight. You see, I have sources. Not sauce Caesar, not sauce on the gravy. Sources within the bosom of the St. Lucia Labour Party that gives me information. And I told you at the town hall meeting that he was going to announce the date tonight. I said so.
And when you look at all what he was doing, all these signs were an indication of an election, looming election.
But you know what I understood today?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody called me within the rank and file in the bosom of the Labour Party. He was not going to call the election for December 1st. You know why he called it December 1st?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the case with Angie?
Yeah.
The reporter?
Mm-hmm.
What date was the case?
That case has not been called.
No. What date did they give the first hearing was up for? What date?
That date would have been December
4th.
The 4th of December, ain't it?
Right. So you see what I'm saying, right?
So
because he understands what I'm saying is that has a determination as to why he called it on the 1st of December. Philip JP's original date was December 8th. But when he analyzed that Healy has to go in court on December 4th, and having understood that Healy has already been charged with an assault, if there is some kind of arrest or kind of friction, that might jeopardize Healy's chances of running contesting the election. So to avoid that, he decided, okay, you know what? Let me put it for the 1st of December. But the original date for the election was December 8th.
The 8th? Wow. Well,
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say one thing, and I'm making a bold prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no Gade. I don't believe in voodoo or high science.
I gotta watch you. I don't know what you're into. I don't know.
The Labour Party has just lost the election. You know why I say that?
Why you say that? Tell me.
It cannot be sensible, and I was discussing that with some colleagues earlier. It's not politically sensible and politically correct or proper political strategy to call an election when you have a 15-2 mandate. That's one. When you have up until October 2026 in which you can call the election. It doesn't make any political sense to call the election. That's number one. Number two, you have not completed St. Jude, which is your signature campaign promise in 2021, that you're going to open St. Jude's Hospital. So you have dissolved Parliament because, as he said, effective tomorrow, there's no Parliament.
No. So
that means when they prorogue Parliament, I just want to explain that to your listeners and viewers. When Parliament is prorogued, that means there is the government continues, but you know who runs the government right now as of tomorrow?
The Commissioner and the Governor General.
That is correct, and the public servant. So you can't pass no laws anymore. You can't go and sign no checks anymore. You can't go into Parliament and borrow any money anymore. So that St. Jude is not going to be open before the election. Because that is dangerous for the Labour.
But
go ahead.
But sorry, Ian, and I'm glad you're here. The Prime Minister, I think, I don't use the word lied, but he misled the people of St. Lucia. He said to them, look, we're going to deliver a state-of-the-art hospital. We're going to take our people out of the stadium. And they asked them, just bear patience with us. We're going to be getting you guys out. And then he comes back and he said, well, I just told you guys I was going to give you a building. It takes time to commission stuff. And I find that was a low blow, honestly, to the people of St. Jude's who have been suffering for so long, Ian. What do you think?
Exactly. So the nurses and the doctors right now at St. Jude, as we speak, Brother Garfield, have to be upset. You know why they have to be upset?
Why?
Because they finally they say, look, hey, we are coming to the finishing line. Finally, they were saying we're going to be moved out of that mess. Because what we see there right now was not meant to be a hospital. It was meant to be a national stadium, not a hospital. And so, because of circumstance, they were brought there. They were thinking, the nurses and the doctors and the patients too, finally, we're going to be out of this building or this facility, which is a nightmare. And their hopes have been dashed because the Prime Minister announced that election is called. So I'm telling you, this alone is a careless mistake by the Prime Minister. I would not have called the election so early. That's just me speaking, eh? I would not have called it because you have enough time. You have over 6 months in which to call the election. There was no rush.
Ian,
you already have a majority.
Ian, could it be that there's some other stuff that we don't know that might be popping up soon? Maybe legal stuff, international stuff, deals that they got into, CIP issues. Could it be that there is something that these guys are trying to get away from?
That could be a possibility, and the Prime Minister has certain information. Maybe I'm just saying I'm not into the government. I don't know, but I can assume that you're right. Maybe that there is a lot that he knows that we do not know, and that he doesn't want that scandal to break before the election. Now, look at another story. As you say, scandal. They were hoping that they would have found something on Alan Chastney and Guy Joseph with regards to the special prosecutor. Now that you remember that, right? They said in 2021, that is the Labour Party, that Guy Joseph and Alan Chastney were corrupt, and that they promised their supporters that once they win the election, Guy Joseph and Alan Chastney will go to jail. Remember that promise?
You did broke some news. I don't know if it's this year concerning. You said closer to the election, the Labour Party is planning to come after our people. Remember, you made that prediction.
Right. And you see it happening, right?
It happened. They made an attempt.
Exactly. So you have to. I'm not a psychic, Brother Gaffy, but I'm saying when I get my information, Now you want me to make another prediction?
Oh, please go ahead.
This week there will be some arrests.
More arrests, right?
Not more. There was no arrest. There was just persons were questioned, and that was it. I'm simply saying to you, this week we will see 2 arrests.
Arrest and release, just to embarrass.
That's correct. Oh, you're a brilliant mind,
Oh, well, I listen to you, man. That's why I'm brilliant. But listen to me. Whether they arrest, whoever they arrest, that won't affect anything right now. The election, the bell has been rung, and right now the power is in the hands of the people. Ian, can you imagine, Ian? After all these things, insult and abuse we went through, whether it's on NBC or wherever it was on social media, we are here now, Ian, where the people have the power in their hands to choose their government. Can you imagine how powerful the people should feel powerful?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, you know how I term December 1st? I term December 1st as Liberation Day.
I was just going to use that term, Liberation Day for the people. As a matter of fact, tonight is Liberation Night. All politicians got to come to the people.
Now let me tell you what the Labour Party is going to do. Moving from tonight, moving forward to up until the election, they will start to spend money. They will start to buy people. You will see the dirty politicking. They will start to spend money. You will get a little $200 in a red T-shirt. These are the things between now, tonight, and leading to the election that you will see happening.
Yeah, there's going to be a great mobilization around them. Yes, millions of dollars in campaign funds is going to be out there on the Labour Party side. But
the people of St. Lucia have to
go ahead.
The people of St. Lucia have to remember. Don't be fooled. This is a government that has failed you. This is a government that imposed a 2.5% levy. Bogus. It was deceitful because they said it was for health and security solely. But when we found out, it was for a loan to get a approval for a CDB loan. This is a government that when they got a functioning K9 unit, they said $40,000 was too much to spend on a K9 unit.
Oh, yeah, the K9.
Left your borders porous.
Yeah.
Left your borders porous. Guns and ammunition came like droves, it's like buying hot bread by Armour Bakery, and the crime situation was out of hand. Every single 16-year-old and 13-year-old and 14-year-old and 15-year-old in St. Lucia, sadly, has a firearm because of this SLP administration, because our borders are porous.
Remember,
this is a government that when you go to the hospitals, you can't get medication, you can't get bed. Meanwhile, they can spend $400,000 on a political rally. So we have to, St. Lucia, we have to remember these things when we're going to cast our ballot.
Now, let me ask you, right? And I'm sure you remember, just a refresher of the people. We have been doing this, Ian, for the past 4 years. So, you know, we're at the finish line right now. Let me ask you, do you remember Hilaire and the government saying that the K9 dog was too expensive, the K9 unit was too expensive, and maybe there was friends and families involved in it, so it's too expensive. And the police commissioner at the time was saying to him, well, these K9 units have been helping us. They've been doing a tremendous job, and they have been bringing in. These guys have been effective. Do you remember that?
Of course, I remember that. As night must come today, I remember that, and that's why I'm suggesting humbly, Brother Garfield. From tonight, we're kicking our campaign in a different direction and in a different gear.
Yeah.
We have to play these clips and remind the population, remind the people of St. Lucia what the Labour Party said and what they did.
Yep.
So that when the people go on behind that little box, let me tell you, when you go behind this little box and you have this ballot in your hand, it's between your conscience and yourself and your conscience.
Nobody knows.
And people understand that. Not just that, people understand the significance of when you get that ballot paper. You are voting to put a government in office. Your future is at stake here for 5 years, It's either you make or you break. So we have to remind St. Lucians of the things that happened, that transpired over the 4 years, so that when they go to that ballot box or when they get into that polling station, they're well informed, they have a clear mind as to who they will cast their ballot for. We have to do that.
Yep, and that's what... Well, I am opening the cabinet very soon. I have the campaign, the plan. I have the plan of action that I put together for when he called the election. So now we're going to pull it out and get to work on it. But thank you so much, Ian. And we have a beautiful...
Thank you so much, Brother Garfield, for having me. And I want to apologize to you. I did not ignore your call. I was in a bad location, but just want to say quickly that last night's town hall meeting was a resounding success.
Yeah.
We had a sea of yellow at that hall there. New York City, Brooklyn, New York City was a sea of yellow, and persons are energized to come down to vote. And with the light of the fact that the Prime Minister rang the bell tonight, I'm thinking that Uranora National Airport will be very busy, because I can assure you the people in the diaspora will come down to vote. I've already secured my ticket. I will be in St. Lucia, whether the only thing that will prevent me from being in St. Lucia is death. And I pray to the Almighty God that He spares my life, but I will be in St. Lucia. And I will be campaigning. The few days that I will have, I will be campaigning even more vigorously to ensure that we remove this wicked, incompetent, corrupt. I've never seen a government so corrupt in my lifetime. This is the worst I've seen when it comes to Labour Party.
Yeah.
So we have to get them out, and we have to right that wrong. Thank you very much, Brother Garfield,
thank you, but
for giving me the opportunity on your platform.
Somebody was asking the same question, whether you are going to be in St. Lucia. I can confirm that Ian will be on the ground. And not only on the ground,
I will be in St. Lucia.
Yep. Go ahead, Ian.
I will be in St. Lucia, and when I do land in St. Lucia, God willing, I'm going to do a live. I'm going to be reporting live from Uranura International Airport.
Yeah, because some people are of the opinion that you can't travel. So I as a man of God,
Well,
can debunk that right now.
Exactly, and well, you see, I'm happy that the Prime Minister announced the date of the election. They will see me live and in living color in St. Lucia, and that will debunk all the nonsensical talk.
Yeah, nonsense. Yeah.
All right, brother Gaffel.
Okay,
Thanks for
Chief,
giving me the opportunity.
Anytime.
Yeah,
buddy.
thank you.
All righty. All right, so we're just discussing, folks. Anybody can join the call, 929-586. 1821. The number is on the screen. 929. I don't know where the thing went, but 929-586-1821. Somebody was calling. Let me see if I can return this call. Okay, so let me just see this here. I'm trying to get. Oh, okay. But folks, you just got to be careful out there. There's going to be a lot of monies, of course. Let me just read some of your comments, and I will make one more call. Elizabeth says, "What about Brother Garfield? Oh, you're trying to confirm with me on the gram? Of course. Why not? Why not? Why not? I might be on the ground tomorrow morning. You may never know. Just look out for me, folks. Yeah. Yes. I'll read some of your comments, but let me just get. I'm having some. Jean Francis, leave me alone, Jean Francis.
Freedom.
Hey, my friend. Yeah, somebody's trying to get me in trouble, and she says, "Bring Anson with you." We'll ask Ian to accompany. So he said he was going to be on the ground in Chastain's community. Well, let's see what color suit he's going to wear over there. I don't know. Cleo, how are you?
What a feel. I'm good. I went in the Dragon's Den tonight.
Oh, you went into the Dragon's Den tonight.
I went into the Dragon's Den tonight, and boy, did they tell me they write me off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I was just asking questions. Whereas, who sold our podcastries and soufre for $1 per year to GBH, and I was just asking some pertinent questions.
Right.
And where the benefits that people are receiving from? How do you receive a benefit from the SLP government? Because I have not received any benefits, so I'm looking for. I'm looking for and they wrote me off. You know, they called me names, and boy, did they tell me off. So
I had one came here insulting me. You know.
I saw it. Yeah. When they came on our platform, I don't want to waste my call on them though. When they came on our platform, I welcomed them to the United Workers' Party, where we share truth and where we make plans that we stick to, etc. Come here and learn something. Yeah. So they will know it's me who actually welcomed them, if they're listening. Brother Garfield, I dare Richard Frederick not to contest election on December 1st, 2025, taking place in St. Lucia. As Richard Frederick came out not too long ago and said that if Philip J. Pierre does not open the St. Jude's Hospital or complete or whatever, their St. Jude's Hospital, their St. Jude's whatever they're doing, that he will not be contesting the election. I wonder if Philip called an early election without completing St. Jude so that Richard does not run that seat.
Well, in the mind of Mr. Pear, he has completed and delivered the hospital.
What hospital has he delivered?
St. Jude's? St. Jude?
When did he deliver St. Jude's?
Tonight?
How did he deliver St. Jude's tonight when people are still in the stadium?
Remember he said he invited
there are no
everybody to come
beds,
down to St. Jude?
He's having a night opening tonight. Good luck.
I think they're
Philip
opening it
JPS.
tonight from the market step.
Oh, they were opening at the market steps. Well, saying they must have moved the buildings up to the market steps to be able to open it.
Could be one of those
Look,
plywood shops in
was-
Castries.
I don't want to toot my own horn because I don't do it.
Well,
but
tonight is the night of
Garfield,
tooting horns, you know.
I was the first person in St. Lucia who told you on your program that St. Jude's will not open. Do you remember?
Roger that, yes.
You remember how long ago that was?
Oh, that was way past 2-3 years ago.
That was a long time ago because, Brother Garfield, some of us, 40, we know, we hear, we listen prior to making those statements.
Yeah.
And you know who confirmed that to me. I'm not going to mention any name,
That's
but
right.
you know, because I told you.
You did, I remember.
And she was so right. She was so right. She did not fail me. She said to me, there is no way they can open a St. Jude's hospital without completing what they call the box. And Brother Garfield, it is not funny because we need a hospital in the south of the island. So that is one of the biggest failures of Philip JPS administration.
So I just got some news there that from our party that the people are celebrating. Our people are celebrating out there. St. Lucians are celebrating tonight, and that was from one of our key leaders over there in the party. So I
am telling you, Brother Garfield, Ancillary must be, because I did not go to Ancillary, is lit. Ancillary is lit. The people are having fun. The people feel freedom. The people feel, Brother Garfield, that 2.5% compounded tax has really taken.
Oh, wow. I have some more breaking news, folks. Some more breaking news. People are booking their flights in large numbers. I just went over to one of our groups here in the diaspora, and people are sending the proof that they booked their flight. This flight just got booked at 8:03 tonight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and there are others who have already confirmed their booking. People, so that's the breaking news now. The diaspora is energized, and the people have already secured their tickets.
Fantastic.
Yes, but go ahead.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Philip JP has failed us in many ways in St. Lucia, and we, the St. Lucian people, know that this 2.5 has caused many, in fact, every good and every service to increase by God knows, and not just 2.5%, Brother Garfield, but at least by about 10% or more, because it's a compounded tax on top of tax.
Sorry. I don't want to bother you. Sorry, this is going to happen very often tonight, but just information as it comes, I want to butt in. So somebody said that PJP promised the people I want the VAT free, but he said if everything goes well, so Philip Japet is planning to give you guys one VAT free, right? But Alan Shaston is planning to remove this heavy gas thing on you guys, lower the gas and lower the VAT and all those stories.
Take off 2.5%.
Imagine 2.5%. That's right, Cleo. Thanks for reminding me.
2.5.
Imagine 2.5% gone. the gas prices go down.
Gonna go down
GPH
again, yes.
got
because
to come back to the table. Think about if the United Workers Party
correct.
wins this election on the 1st of December.
Do you know,
GPH got to answer to them.
Yes, and GPH's contract does not start until the work. Remember, that contract was being discussed, and GPH's contract with St. Lucia does not start until the work is finished, until the port is built. But GPH is collecting monies from per head from the cruise ships coming in. So there is still a fair chance. There must be a loophole. And I know we have some lawyers on the platform tonight. There must be some sort of loophole. If I'm wrong, lawyers, correct me. I'd love to be corrected. There must be some sort of loophole to be able to take back our ports from GPH. And continue doing and do the work ourselves. Because if the contract does not start until they finish the work, then what are they doing here? Do you understand what I'm saying? Solutions still have a say. We still have a right to our ports.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that are going to be shaken up in St. Lucia. And yes, we need social programs. Every government needs social programs. But you're giving handouts. You don't have people on a social program where they get paid every month like other places in the world. You give handouts every now and then, a few $100 there, a few $100 there. Not every month. You do not have a social program where you're taking care of people on a monthly basis. And then you come out thinking that you're going to get away with the handouts that you're giving instead of creating long-term sustainable jobs for people to be able to be independent enough to face the bank and get a loan to grow themselves and become successful people in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Philip JP has failed us in every sense of fail. They have failed us. And I can call a number of things where they have failed us. So giving handouts here and there is not going to cut it. And I am begging, I am asking, I am pleading with the people who support the United Workers Party to ensure your registration. Ensure you are registered to vote where you are supposed to be registered to vote. And if they register you anywhere, go and vote Flabo. You know, if you don't have time to change it.
Matter of fact, I'm announcing for Dennery South that on the 1st there will be a Caribbean American News vehicle that will be taking you guys to the polls all day from morning to the night of the results. So for those of you in Dennery South, Lakai, Dennery, there will be I will have a Caribbean American News vehicle on the road transporting you to and from the your voting station. So we got to do what we got to do, and what I will do is I'll do a fundraiser by maybe tomorrow night, so that we can ensure that we have enough vehicles to help with the mobilization, getting people out to the polls. Go ahead, my friend.
Yes. Well, Garfield, Philip JP, and some people may say it's not, but this is a snap election. We are in November of 2026. We still had a whole year to go before an election had to be called. So this is a snap election. So he's followed in the steps of Dominica, of Trinidad, of Barbados. So he's trying something. However, you did not complete not even 1/8 of the promises that you you said you were going to do in your manifesto,
Okay.
Philip
Sorry
JP,
to
and you
interrupt you
still had a
again.
whole year.
Sorry, sis. We just have another booked
More
flight.
personal.
We just got another booked flight for the United Workers' Party. Wow.
Fabulous. So our planes are filling up, huh?
Yep.
And I say our planes, they might say we're paying for flights for people. No, we're not. They're paying their flights.
I know.
Not us. We ain't paying for no flights for anybody. They're paying their own flights. So that's fantastic. That is phenomenal. Philip JP has failed St. Lucia. And yes, I saw the crowd in the dragon's den or the demon's hell. I don't know because I was on the step looking down. And yes, they did have a huge crowd. But crowds don't win elections. Votes win elections. And what we had in Ancillary is very comparable to what was on the market steps. And we just had a small meeting, a normal meeting in Ancillary. Next week, Sunday, we will show the might of the UWP in the boulevard. Next week, and Brother Goff, you better make it down for that.
No, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there for it.
Yes, please fly into St. Lucia for that this coming Sunday.
I'm going to hitch a ride with
because the boulevard is going to be
with a private jet.
Okay, because the boulevard will be on fire. I mean, literally on fire. They thought what they saw last year was on fire, or earlier this. I was earlier this year, last year. They thought what they saw then was on fire. They thought what they saw in Mikud were people, and there were more people in Mikud than what was last year on the boulevard. They will see the might of the UWP. But please remember, it's votes that count. We all must get up and go and vote. And having said all of this, Brother Garfield, I call on people, everyone, to pray about our upcoming election. Pray. As often as you can, pray. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for yourself, for your neighbors, for the people of St. Lucia, for your reps, for our leader. Say prayers for the St. Lucian people. Prayer changes things. Prayer changes things, and God does hear our prayer. So once we pray, once we leave it in the hands of God, we are good to go. But Brother Garfield, I am relieved. I am actually relieved that a date has been given for elections. I could not go another year under the hardship that we faced in St. Lucia. I couldn't do it. I could not have done it. It was becoming strenuous. It was becoming, like when you're gnashing teeth and you upset. It was vexation of the soul. I mean, it was just not feeling good. And the number of lies that we have been told, and people don't want to say that, but this man who was the Prime Minister of St. Lucia earlier today lied about almost everything to St. Lucians. And so did his other members. They did the same. And we need to set a precedent in St. Lucia for our children, for just people in general moving forward. So we need to bring the United Workers' Party back into governance. We will see. We'll feel much better. I tell everybody, go back to 2019 and tell me how you felt. Because 2019 was a year
This is
celebrate.
the moment. This is the moment. This is the time, folks. So I have 2 emergency meetings to go into tonight. So
Go ahead. Go ahead. I will. I'll see you on the other side.
On the other side. Thank you, my friend.
That's correct.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Garfield.
Okay. And folks, that was our caller. She's been calling for the past 4 years plus on this platform. All right, but go do what you can. Get your flights. Get your flights in place. And if you know of anyone who need to be sponsored, sponsor them if you're not going and you can't. Motivate, mobilize, get involved, folks. The elections is on. Let me just read some more of your statements before you go. I know you guys are happy. I see BBDD and my friend Lydia Francis is all excited and everything else there on the ground. So let me just read some of your comments and give you guys a break in preparation for a long few weeks of work, hard work. Yes, my friends. Oh my God. Somebody sent me a case of malt, a case of the best quality malt, because we're going to have some. We're going to be broadcasting on the hour, on the minutes, folks. I'm already feeling tired, but very close, friends. So let me just read your statements here. BB says, I'm indeed on cloud 9. Oh, what a night. You had a beautiful night, my friend. Oh, my God. And we had a good time on Saturday night last night. I got home late. I went to a wake after that event. And by the way, condolences to Sister Judy on the loss of her daughter. I went over there, but she had already left because, we had to pack up and everything else. So, it was a good night. It was a very good night. Let me just read the comments. Lydia Francis passed Garfield. That's my birthday month. That's my birthday gift. Thank you, PJP. So look, Lydia Francis got her birthday wishes. She got a nice birthday present from Imagine from PJP. And all the strange places, lady, you're getting your birthday gift December. A December to remember. Yes. Prime Minister had already warned you guys, but you guys don't pay attention. He told you on Monday. Yeah, very soon. He gave away himself many times. And that's why we were able to clock ourselves in quickly in preparation. Cleo says, this is one of the best nights. Mama. Amanda says, because I am ready. My bags are packed. Amanda, you're ready too? Jeez. Amanda. Yeah. I need somebody to give me 2 tickets. I need like 2 plane tickets. If anybody can give me 2 plane tickets, I will appreciate it. We got to start rallying. I'm going to be having next Tuesday or this Tuesday? We'll be having our fundraiser to get some people into the country. All right? And I've been working for 4 years, folks. So you guys need to give me a ticket, all right? I've been working hard. I'm tired. Now, I want you guys to remember, right, that, remember all the moments in time that you went through, difficult times that you went through, and make your decision. Don't curse people. Don't insult people. Just do what you got to do. Make that decision, and everything will be fine. No insults. Stay on the issues. Leave people's family and the children out. It's going to get a little worse in the next few days. But don't take anybody on who is challenging you. Don't. That's just distraction. All you need to do is to talk to people, get them signed up, and ready to go to the polls. All right. So I will tell you, after that Monday, a lot of people call will not be good. It can happen on either side. But this, I got to look at the polls. I got to see what is happening. I got to figure out one or two other pollsters for St. Lucia and see what information I can gather, how close it is. I'm sure the Beijing Wickham will put out something on what is the feel right now. I know there was a second poll company from Canada that polled St. Vincent, and they were saying any like a 1.5 shift or something like that could really cause some damage to, can change the whole political landscape in St. Vincent. There's a poll that I saw from a Canadian firm that's for St. Vincent that says that Ralph Gonsalves could win by 1 seat. And there are other polls, of course, that give the NDP an advantage. So we just got to watch the space. We got to pay attention to information and avoid propaganda and all the other things that people get themselves engaged in. All right? So get your rest, folks. Take care of your body. Sleep well, eat well, drink well. No alcohol, please. No pork. You know. After that, you can have a grand celebration and, you know, invite me. I come. Stir up some goat or lamb or something and give me some nice ground provisions, dasheen, and some ripe plantain, not too ripe. Edos and sweet potatoes. Invite me, I'm coming. Oh, yes. So, folks, let's hope and pray that the United Workers' Party would form the next government. And I'll tell you, once I get my visions and dreams, I will share it with you. I'll tell you. But I told you there are some people that you need to watch in your politics. 4 years ago, I told you what I saw. And based on that, I believe that there's going to be a shift in the political landscape in the country after that Monday. Let me read one more of your comments and then I shall go. Lisa says he got it wrong. Well, he's not on the ground. He's just making an assessment from the last elections and what the shift. And one thing that he said is Mr. Alan Chastney called the elections too late. If he had called it earlier, then things would have been a little different. He delayed because of COVID, of course, and give the opposition time to pull their troops together. And, you know, we got wiped out as a result of that. Okay, Peter says, good night, sir. They had enough money to complete the hospital and health care because health is important, and without health, you're right, they had enough time and enough money. Spend most of their time on Alan Chastney instead of doing what is necessary. Yes, and he said the elections will not be called this year, but he also said that the Prime Minister need to pay attention because not calling it this year could be a problem, and calling it this year could be a problem. So he says the last poll, he said 12-6 in favor of UWP, and that was not the case. He was not on the ground, I'm sure, doing his sampling and everything else. But once I dig in and I get polls, I will bring them to you as I receive them. Whatever company, we're going to put them out, whether they're good or bad for us, we'll put them out so that you can be informed, all right? It's all about giving you information, whether it's in favor or not in favor, all right? But somebody got to lead the country, all right? So blessings to you and have a beautiful, beautiful night. It was nice being here with you on the platform, folks. Have a beautiful